There's a war of words on Twitter between two superstars of India, film superstars of India, Sudeep and Ajay Devgn, over Hindi. And right now with us, we have someone who doesn't need an introduction. And ma'am, you have been not only a parliamentarian, but you have worked successfully not only in Hindi and Bengali films, but also in regions of another 20 languages, as you're saying, and specifically in Malayali cinema and in Kannada films as well. How do you look at it? Like in 2022, you see two of these biggest superstars in India, filmy superstars in India, fighting over whether Hindi is the national language or not.
May I start with my own experience, because you have mentioned two giants from the film industry. They have their own experiences and opinions. I've worked in all these languages in different states. Most of the time I have been dubbed. But there are certain words which are similar, and they come from Urdu or from Sanskrit, and it is easier to understand Gujarati or Kannada because of their roots, the language roots. But there have been misunderstandings very often, because I find every time I traveled in, we were using sign language.
All right.
Hindi is not so fluent in most of the states. You go into a gram in Tamil Nadu, they won't know what you're talking about. So it's sign language again, unless you know their particular dialect or the way they have their dialogue. These two giants are quibbling about Hindi being the national language. All right? Our different states in India, and God knows we have many, and we have never been united, even under the Constitution of India. The Constitution itself has never accepted Hindi as a national language. So who are we to bring it up again? Will the South Indians, will the North Indians, will a Naga boy be able to speak Hindi? When you go into a massage parlor, they're coming now into the heartland of India. Do they really speaking Hindi well? They know a smattering of English, and which will improve. Does a South Indian really care to learn Hindi? No, they're very against it. Bengalis, you know what, I mean, a certain amount, we are very well educated in English, but when it comes to speaking English, most of us don't speak English properly. But the main thing is, since the Constitution has not said Hindi is the national language, it does unify many states. We can stick to English, I think, for another 2 or 3 centuries, because we cannot communicate with the outside world. Our postal system has to change. NASA is going to go mad with Hindi-speaking scientists, because obviously the emphasis will go on Hindi and not on English. There are already textbooks being changed, new ideas or old ideas being brought in, current ideas being eliminated. So that is another problem.
Do you think that there, in the cultural field, like films and entertainment, Hindi is being imposed in various sectors, in various regions where people do not speak much of Hindi, especially the southern part of the country?
I will tell you the truth. When I was in Parliament, the Hindi they speak there, the majority of the BJP leaders, it was very difficult for me to understand. It's not a colloquial Hindi. It wasn't from the Urdu. It was a very fine language that they were speaking. So for me, who is a little literate in hum jayega, hum aayega, and tu aa jao, for the others it's even worse than that. They cannot even speak that much. And how will you unite the whole of India in a language they cannot speak properly when all their other traditions are different? Our food is different from one state to another. Our religion is different from one state to another. And God knows we have been alive and together till today.
And that
and
should
hopefully,
what do you think?
Yes, I think we should carry on like that.
There shouldn't be any imposition.
No, I mean Hyderabad, Bangalore, West Bengal, we have some of the best IT professionals. And what are they speaking? to communicate with the outside world. They are getting employment, which we ourselves are not being able to fix up. They are speaking, they are communicating in English.
Ma'am, one final question to you. I'm asking you this because you have had a political life as well. You have been you have been very, very active when you were a parliamentarian. Do you think in 2021 this is a debate that we need to have? Is it necessary, or there are other important issues that the country and its icons need to speak about?
I don't think it's necessary at all. You know, we are dealing with tribes, with peoples coming in from Burma, from different countries. The whole world is suffering from refugee problems. I'm sorry to call them refugees, but when they are thrown out of their own countries for various reasons, army rule or floods or whatever, these are problems which have to be solved, not keeping them for year after year in camps with makeshift tents and no latrines and no proper food and education not given to all. It's all right to give them a bathroom, but they don't have a house. So we have lots of other problems to deal with, not just Hindi.
That was Moon Sen with us, former parliamentarian and an actor who has worked in various languages throughout the country. And what she stated was that in 2022, there were major problems, far more major problems than having a debate on whether Hindi is our national language or not. With camera person Prabir Biswas, this is Surya Roy for India Today, Kolkata.